The way to become from these people who are seeking closest to Allah Jalla wa Ala is to be mustaqim, to be upright upon Allah Azza wa Jal's religion, to be upright upon Allah Azza wa Jal's way. This is what Allah He wants from us. And Allah Jalla wa Ala, He commands us to enter into His religion wholeheartedly. He says Jalla wa Ala, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, udkhulu fi silmi kafatan, wa la tattabi'u khutuwati shaytan, innahu lakum aduun mubin. He says Jalla wa Ala, O you who believe, enter into Islam wholeheartedly, entirely, and do not follow the footsteps of the shaitan. Indeed, he is to you a plain enemy. So we as believers must enter into Islam like the Sahaba entered into Islam. They left behind the idols and the idolatry and the worship of other than Allah that they had with them. They left behind those actions of indecency and dhulm and oppression. And we find from amongst ourselves those who are Muslims doing similar actions to these actions. And you find them claiming for themselves Islam, and they're invoking and calling upon other than Allah. Ma'ashar al-Muslimeen, we have been ordered by our Creator Jalla wa Ala to enter into Islam wholeheartedly, not like we want, and not like we see, but how Allah Azza wa Jal He wants us to do. And this is from the correct and upright istiqamah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said to his Sahaba, ذَرُونِي مَا تَرَكْتُكُمْ, leave to me what I have told you to do. فَإِنَّمَا أَهْلَكَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ كَثَرَةُ مَسَائِلِهِمْ وَاخْتِلَافُهُمْ عَلَى أَنْبِيَائِهِمْ. For indeed what destroyed the previous nations before you was asking many useless questions and differing with their prophets. So the commandments of Allah Jalla wa Ala must be upheld in the way that Allah He wants us to do. And this is from being upright in His religion, not our choice and selection, and not looking for ways out of Allah Azza wa Jal's limitations because of our own lusts and the temptations that the shaitan He calls us to. Ma'ashar al-Muslimeen, when a person is upright and he is mustaqim, he is upon the way of Allah like Allah He wants him to be, this is from the greatest honoring that Allah He can give the slave. As Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah mentions, أعظم الكرامة لزوم الاستقامة. The greatest of honoring that Allah He does for the slave is that He makes him being continuous upon the right way, especially in like the likes of these times that we live in, where you're being pulled left, right and center away from Allah's guidance. Whether it's in your business, whether it's in your household, whether it's to do with your wife, whether it's to do with your children. We're being pulled left, right and center away from the guidance of Allah Azza wa Jal. For a person to be firm and put Allah Azza wa Jal's religion in front of everything, this is from the karamah and honoring that Allah He gives a slave. And He gives this Jalla wa Ala to whoever He wishes from His slaves. And it's not something that will be granted to everyone. And this is the hikmah of Allah Jalla wa Ala and His wisdom as to who He gives this to from His creation.